We are now just 1 week away exactly from the start of the RNC convention, happening in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, beginning next Sunday, with more than a week after President Biden's disastrous debate performance. The president's latest effort to resuscitate the public's view of his mental fitness in a weekend interview failing after more public gaffes this past week.
So folks know these resources are available to them and anyone who needs them. I was telling the group who briefed me earlier, my brother has an expression, you got to know how to know. We've invested billions to enhance our power grid, expand energy shortages so that lights, air conditioning, refrigeration, internet stay on during heat waves, storms, and other climate changes.
By the way, I'm proud to be, as I said, the first vice president, first black woman to serve with a black president.
I've been all over the world with you. I've been in and out of battles anyway. They're trying to push me out of the race. No! Well, let me say this as clear as I can. I'm staying in the race. I'll beat Donald Trump. I will beat him again in 2020. Oh, by the way, we're going to do it again in 2024.
New polls from the Wall Street Journal, the New York Times, CBS, and CNN show former President Trump leading President Biden between 2 and 6 points as voters express concern over Biden's cognitive state. Voters are also aware of his record, which includes inflation up better than 19%, energy skyrocketing nearly 36%, spending mainly due to $7 trillion in new spending and borrowing. His open border policy has meant more than 10 million migrants illegally entering America, with rising concern among Republicans that illegal immigrants may vote in November's election, which, of course, is against the law. Joining me now, ahead of his party's convention in this Sunday Morning Futures exclusive, is the chairman of the Republican National Committee, Michael Whatley. Mr. Chairman, it's great to have you this morning. Welcome.
Maria, it's great to be on with you this morning.
I want to get to your convention, of course, 1 week away, and find out the preparations underway. But first, let me get your take on the news of the morning. And that is our reporter, Chad Pergram in Washington, is reporting that Hakeem Jeffries has convened a virtual conference call today at 2 p.m. Eastern with top Democrats on the House committees to discuss Joe Biden's future. How do you see this playing out?
You know, what we're seeing right now is a Democratic free fall, and there's really two options. One, a very weakened Joe Biden is going to come out of their convention and go into the general. Number two, he's not going to, and they're going to have to figure out on the floor who's going to come next. But the thing for us is we're going to continue to run our race with Donald Trump. And this entire election cycle really comes down to a question of strength versus weakness. And this is really about two different records. It is the record that President Trump put together while he was in office, a record of strength. He had a strong economy pre-COVID and a recovering economy afterwards. He had a very strong presence in the world and a very strong southern border. Under Joe Biden right now, none of those are true. And no other Democrat wants to change plans, wants to change policies from where Joe Biden has staked out the Democratic Party over the last 4 years.
Meanwhile, you've got Republicans gearing up for your RNC convention happening in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. A week from today is the kickoff. What should we expect?
I think it's going to be a great opportunity for us to showcase the strength and the vision of Donald Trump and to be able to roll out our vision for the next 4 years. You know, when you think about this election cycle, it's truly a crossroads election cycle. This is an inflection point for the country, and it's not going to just determine where we go for the next 4 years. It's going to determine where we're going to go for the next several decades. So we're going to show America in terms of strength. We're going to show the everyday Americans all across this country and what a good, strong America means. How